at the end of this whole class, there will be an assessment done for you before we start your marketing.
Mm-hmm.
You understand that, guys? We will not put you in front of our end clients if we feel you guys are not ready to meet the clients, right?
Right.
If you're going to be bombing those interviews left and right, guess who's going to get shunted left and right? The company will, right? The company will come to our recruiters and our marketing folks and tell us, like, what kind of people are you sending me, right? They don't know this, they don't know that, they don't know this, they don't know that, right? So why would we put ourselves in a position where we destroy the relationship with our end clients because the students are not ready, right? So to prevent that, we have an evaluation, right? And my students do the best in their evaluations because I scream, shout, and I make sure that they're focused. Nobody can sleep in my class, period. I don't let you. I'll go after name by name. I'll go after you guys. You remember, I've been in the IT industry for 22 years. I've had as many as 8 BAs reporting into me that I was managing. I worked on 3-year long projects, 18 months of requirement gathering in multiple phases and multiple trenches I worked on. I know what it takes for you to become a BA. I know what it takes for you to succeed as a BA. It's not simply a fact of cracking an interview for like 45 minutes or an hour. It's a matter of getting a job, getting your foot into the door, dealing with your PM 3 hours a day, 5 days a week. Right? Some PMs are very, very demanding like me, and some are not. Who are demanding like me will put you on the side and they'll make sure you succeed. The ones that are not demanding, you will come to find out one day, sorry, we are letting you go.
I
Right? And
totally
it's the
agree with you.
most disheartening thing is when you struggle to get a job, you get in, and then 2 months later, you're out the door again. And that is what I'm trying to prevent. How am I trying to prevent that? By making sure you have excellent management skills. That's why I'm screaming. I could go through these slides in like 20 minutes, man. How many instructors will sit here and try to explain this the way I'm doing it? If you guys have ever taken classes from other instructors, how many instructors will make sure that you guys are doing and ready for what you need to do? Right? Yes.
Right, right. I
I
totally
like
agree.
what I do, and I don't do it for the money, man. I already have a job. I have another job, right? So I like to do this. I want to see you succeed, and I will do whatever it takes to make you guys succeed. Now, there are still people that some people rise to the top. Some people have a difficult time, but my attention is 100% to 100% of you. All right. So enough said on that topic. Let's move on. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump into the document. So this was the document that we were all working on. As I told you last week, that what we're going to do is once we are done with gathering the requirements, we're going to be flipping over to a document that is already completed for the next stages of the software development, which is design, development, verification, release, and production support. So these are the other stages that we're going to be talking about today. Let me flip over to the other document that I'm going to be sharing with you. Where is it? Okay, so this is the document that is in the email that you guys are going to be getting at the end of this week, right? This is also same kind of document. It's traditional waterfall method that I did with another one of my older batches. So we'll go through this quickly. So it's the same steps, same building the house, just done with a batch. This was back in, my God, the delivery date says June 2017. So this was somewhere around 2016 or before, right? That we were doing this one. So this is the planning phase that we talked about for traditional waterfall. We talked about the two documents. We talked about the vision and the scope document. We said that this document is typically authored by the PM, but he may leverage the BA if the BA is around to help him put the scope high level, right? You'll identify the business objectives, the business needs, the business goals, any kind of constraints, assumptions, all of that fun stuff. It's very similar information as the scope in the vision document. But the key difference here is you will also have your funding, your level 0 estimate will be in the document here. Okay, so you'll have your level 0 estimate, which is the highest level of estimate that is given to a project right at the beginning of the project, right? And we're going to be working on that. So here, this class had a budget. They were looking to build a house. They had about a budget of $1 million. They wanted the house to be like half an acre. They were looking to build it, this one in California, Newport Beach. Nowadays, you would say that's not happening for $1 million. Remember, this was way back, probably recession days. The type of house, they wanted a colonial single family home, about 4,000 square foot home, and they were looking to have the house delivered to them by June 2017. All right. So these were some of the high level scope and vision items that were identified. Any questions here, guys? Of course, these are requirements. These high level requirements are given to you by who? Who's providing these high level requirements?
PM.
Who provides the inputs, guys?
The client.
The client, correct. Or you can simply say business stakeholders, project sponsor, client manager, or the SMEs will give you this high level information. Agreed? All right. So once you have identified the planning stage, now you get this document signed off. And we said, who's signing off on the scope and the vision in the project charter? Who's signing off on them?
The client manager.
The business head.
Oh yeah, project.
To the project
Technology
sponsor.
Yeah.
And the
Technology head.
The technology head, right? So the business sponsor, business head, he signs off on that document, or the technology head signs off. Both of them sign off, right? It's a handshake. It's a contract, right? One party, business side, signing off on their needs. Technology side, signing off that, yes, we understand your business needs and we will try to go ahead and deliver them. Clear? All right. Now that the planning is completed, time to do the requirements gathering and analysis, right? This is your bread and butter. This is what they hired you to do. This is your phase, BAs, all right? And this phase will include multiple deliverables. The first deliverable is what we call a BRD or a BSD. BRD, BSD stands for business requirements, or maybe referred to as business specifications document. Okay, some company call them their requirements, some companies call them their specifications. This document aims at answering the question, what? Always remember, first we try to identify what functions or what features are being requested by the business stakeholders, okay? And of course, the author of this document is the BA. This is your very first deliverable of the project underneath you. Okay, so you will get a timeline to deliver this, and you will have to deliver it in that given timeline. Okay, so we talked about that the BRD consists of KBRs, right? KBRs are, what is the definition of KBR?
Key business requirements.
Key business requirements. So you are trying to identify what are the key business requirements for this property, right? And they came back and they said, well, KBR number 1, we want 5 bedrooms. KBR number 2, we want 4.5 baths. KBR 3, we want a kitchen. KBR 4, we want an office and a study. KBR 5 was a playroom. KBR 6 was a basement. KBR 7 was a laundry room. You need a deck, 3-car garage, entertainment room, family room, dining room, living room. The property should have dual zone heating and cooling and should also have a central vac. So these were your key business requirements associated to this property that you are trying to build. All right. Now you remember, we went ahead and we even broke these key business requirements into sub requirements. You remember? What was the sub requirement number under KBR1? It was KBR what?
Like
1.1.
1.1, right? Which is a sub requirement of KBR 1. So this 1.1 better have something to do with the above KBR, right? And how did we break the 5 bedrooms into? We broke the 5 bedrooms into 2 different types, right? What were the 2 different types of bedrooms we decided to break it into?
your master bedroom.
Masters and regular, right?
Regular bedroom, yeah.
So let's quickly say that. So instead of the 5 bedrooms, let's say we want 3 masters, right? Right? And then the other KBR will be what? KBR number
1.2.
1.2, which will result in 2
Two regular.
regular bedrooms, right? Now, look, we are still focusing on what needs, right? I haven't talked anything about the how, right? How is not here, correct? This is still what needs to be there. We even went ahead and we broke the kitchen, right? And we started to say, I want a pantry in my kitchen. I want an island in my kitchen. I want, chandelier lighting, stuff like that, right? I want stainless steel appliances. Still what? Not how any of that looks like, right? Because the how will be covered where? Where is the how covered? Come on.
In the design phase,
No, 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 not design phase. How is covered in the
Functional requirement.
functional requirements, right? The second document. So once the BA will complete the BRD walkthrough will be held with the business stakeholders, the one that provided all this information, right? And the business stakeholders will provide a sign off on the business requirements document along with the tech delivery manager, meaning business head and tech head will validate all that is in that document and will provide their approval. Once you get their approval, that's when your business requirements document is done. Understood? Now, in these walkthroughs, there may be some back and forth where they may come back and give you additional requirements or some change in requirements. So you will have to go back and make adjustments to the document or more feedback that is coming from them, make adjustments, provide the updated document and get that approved. Okay, so it's a little back and forth. It doesn't happen always like you go to it and they say, good job, attaboy, sign off and go away. No, there is sometimes. Believe it or not, I've been in projects where the damn approval got extended to 3 months. 3 months we were going back and forth between business trying to get this document signed off. But they were not willing to do it. Took almost 4 months of getting the document together, then almost 3 months on back and forth, back and forth, back and forth between business and us. The project had turned like, glaring red because we missed our dates. You have dates to follow, right? And it wasn't the fault of the BA. The BA had done all he had done. And he had made sure that he had talked to the PM. So I knew what was going on, that we were going to these reviews. And in the review, they were changing their requirements. And they were giving new requirements in the review, right? So that caused the whole project to get delayed. You understand? In the review, I want them to review it and give their approval that, yes, this is what we talked about. This is documented correctly. The BA has not missed anything. There wasn't anything we talked about that it's not here. And we're good to move forward. That's what we are hoping for, but it doesn't always happen that way.
I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
So you said that the BRD would be signed off by the business stakeholders, but who puts in the inputs for this?
By meaning Who puts the document together or who provides the inputs? Two
The
different questions.
inputs. The inputs.
The inputs are provided by the business stakeholders, the same one you're dealing with, right?
Oh,
So look, at the end of the day, this is a house, right? Who do you think would give you the requirements of the house?
The owner.
Client.
The owner, the one that needs this, right? So if Muhammad, this was your house, who would be telling me how many bedrooms you need? You would, or your wife would, right?
yeah.
Not someone else. I'm not going to tell you, Muhammad, I think you should have 3 bedrooms, right? You're going to tell me, Ali, I need a house with 4 bedrooms, right? Because in your mind, you know how many bedrooms you've got 2 kids, maybe you got your mom and dad with you, right? So you need at least this many rooms. Then maybe you do have enough guests coming in. So maybe the 2 bedrooms for the 2 kids, 1 bedroom for you, 1 bedroom and for your mom and dad. That's what we up to 4 bedrooms, and maybe you want a 5th bedroom as maybe for some guests who come over, right?
Okay, yeah.
So the requirements always come from business. Who else is going to give it to us? Right?
Yeah.
An example that I gave you about the loan origination system, it's the loan officer that is giving you the requirements, right?
Yeah.
Understood? So it's always the business stakeholders that gives you the inputs. It is your job to document them, to analyze them, to go back and talk to them, right? If he told you his in-laws are living with him and he is him and his wife and he's got 2 kids and he says, I want 4 bedrooms, then you as an analyst should be talking to him and say, how old are your kids? Well, one, I have a boy and I have a girl, and right now they're in, first grade and second grade. Well, the time will come and they'll be old enough. You don't want them to be sharing a bedroom forever, right?
Yeah.
You'll want them to have their own bedroom, right? How soon do you think? Within 5 years, you're going to be doing that. If you're building this house custom, I'm expecting you to be staying in this house for a good period, right? 10, 15 years at least, right?
Yeah.
You as a business analyst should be doing your analysis and saying that, look, in 5 years, your kids will be old enough where you don't want them to be sharing a room. So maybe we should look into a 5th bedroom, right? And right now you can keep it as, a guest room so that when your kids get older enough, then you can split them and one can take one of the guest rooms and the other kid can have the other room. Got it?
Uh-huh.
That is analysis. That is critical thinking, which you as a BA need to apply. You're not there to take dictation. I think I mentioned that in the beginning, right? In the last week, that we are not there to do dictation. Take dictation, right? Our title is a BA. The A stands for
Analyst.
analyst. And what do you think an analyst does? He
Analyzes.
analyzes things, right? And how do you analyze? You use critical thinking. Why are we doing it? Is there a better way to do it? What do we gain from it? Right? These are questions you should be asking yourself. How does this requirement align to my business goals and objectives? Right? Now, everybody can take this example. It's easy. It's a house. You all can give me the requirements for the house. That's why we're doing this as an example. So you guys can easily connect the dots. If I told you guys, we're going to be building the COVID-19 research website, how many of you could be giving me the requirements for that?
Nobody.
How many of you are experts on COVID-19 drug research?
Sorry.
Huh?
None.
None. so imagine what we'd have to go and find some damn SMEs to take that knowledge, right?
Right.
Because we are not, but can we do the job? Of course we can do the job, right?
Right.
As long as I get an SME, a drug researcher, a pharmaceutical person, maybe even the FDA contact. Because guess what? This COVID-19 research that we are collecting will have to go to the FDA, right?
Right.
So even the FDA reps or the FDA folks are SMEs in this particular example. because we need to understand what kind of information are they looking for. Now, of course, our guys, our pharmaceuticals, so say you were working for freaking Pfizer, all right? So you're going to be working with Pfizer's drug research specialist, you know, the doctors, the people that came up with this drug, because building the drug is one thing, doing the research on the drug is a totally different thing. You understand?
Mhm.
And then once you're done with the research, that's when that research gets submitted into FDA for drug approval, right?
Correct.
Right. So you're building this website or this portal that interfaces with the FDA to gather all of this drug study that you're doing. And, you know, that application will submit the information to FDA. But this is not the first drug study that these guys are doing, right?
Mhm.
But do you think the drug research that they did on one particular vaccine is the same as the other one? No,
Oh,
of course not, right?
Mhm.
Depending on the vaccine, it has different data, different elements that need to be submitted, right?
right, right.
If a vaccine is working on your heart versus a vaccine is working on your lungs, there are different things that we are collecting for each of them. You understand?
Mhm.
And then remember, it's not just this vaccine is impacting your heart. You need to get all the other data to make sure that damn vaccine is not adversely affecting other areas in your body. You understand?
Yeah.
So that data is on the whole damn human body.
Mhm.
Then you have different categories, right? People that are under 18, people that are between 18 and this age group, people that have this issue with them already, pre-existing issues, this, oh my God, it goes so complicated, I can't even tell you. And that's also, I don't work in the pharma, I'm a finance guy. But I do have family that is in the pharma in Bayer and everything. So they're in research, drug research, so I hear from them, right? And then when people start having reactions, there's like so much things involved. Like, why did this person behave this way? Why did that not happen? What? Oh my God. But it all is based on data that is being collected. Do you understand? And there needs to be a system to log all of this data. There is a lot of data entry happening. And the BA are building those systems. They're getting the requirements for those systems. The technology folks are actually building it and coding it and everything. But the need, the business requirements are identified by the business analyst by working with the different SMEs. Everybody got it?
Yes. Quick question, Ali.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Obviously, the fact that as BAs we are actually analyzing each of these, live analyzing in real time these key business requirements once we've collected them and once we are collecting them.
Yeah.
So my question is, these key business requirements obviously came from the business stakeholders, which there are multiple people in that category. You know, like you said, there's a business head, client
Yes.
manager, and SMEs.
Yes.
Do they, before even giving me as a business analyst, before they even give me these requirements, have these people sat down before and come up with these business requirements? Or is it
So
just one of these people that is giving me these business requirements?
good
And then
question, Wa.
and then I still have to get in touch with the SMEs because I'm actually providing analysis and changing their minds on some of the things.
Correct. So OS, that is all involved for your requirement gathering techniques. Okay.
Okay.
So we'll be covering those in session number 4 on the slides. So there are multiple ways of gathering the requirements, right? One of the ways is called a JAD session, Joint Application Development Session. That's like brainstorming, doing a workshop, right? In that instance, you'll have all these different SMEs in a room with you. You may have some technology folks sitting there too, a lot of different parties, and they are doing like a think tank. You understand? And
Sure.
they are trying to brainstorm all the damn requirements. So they're all there together.
Okay.
So
That's what I was trying to get.
yeah,
Okay, so
so that's
everybody's
one
together
way.
at the same time. Okay.
Yeah, that's one way. There are other ways, such as interviews. Now, if you're doing an interview, then of course you are on one-on-one or maybe sometimes one-on-two with SMEs. You understand?
Okay.
In that case, you know, you are getting the requirements straight from either this one SME or a different SME. Also, it depends on, like in our loan origination example that I gave you, you know, you may have a loan officer and an underwriter. Both jobs are different, right?
Right.
So their requirements will be different. You understand?
Got it. Okay.
So it all depends on, you have to go and understand the lay of the land when you get there.
Okay. So the
You know,
filtration, so technically in my retail terms, because I'm from retail, so in my
Uh-huh.
retail terms, basically the filtration aspect of this data happens at my end. The filtration doesn't already happen up at the top level at the business stakeholders.
Yeah,
My
it
job
depends
is to
on
also
how.
filter it.
Yeah, it depends on how you're gathering it, right? If it's happening in a JAD session, then those requirements are bouncing out of against all of these other SMEs. You understand?
Okay.
And what is happening is you're getting a better refined requirement from, say, a workshop or a JAD session, you know, a joint development session. Then those requirements are already bouncing against each of these other SMEs, and they're already having discussions, right? And you are more of a note taker, and you are jotting this information down. You understand?
Right. Right. Okay.
So in that case, it's like going through filters already, right? But
Because
if
it's real,
you are,
it's happening in real time.
it's
Right.
happening in real time, correct? So they're all sitting there. So you'll have in the room, you'll have an underwriter, because at the end of the day, they're both talking to each other in the real process also, right? So the
Right.
underwriter needs additional documentation or it's running into problems. So he's going to reach to the loan officer, because the underwriter is not dealing with the actual person applying for the loan, right?
Right.
It is the loan officer or the branch rep that is dealing with the actual individual. So when the loan officer gets to hear from the underwriter that, look, guys, I need another year of his W-2s, right? His 1099 2 year is not enough. I need to establish it to ensure, you know, that he's had this job for 3 years. I need another year of his documentation. Underwriter is not going to the client asking for it. It is the
Right.
loan officer, and the loan officer is actually telling the branch rep that, you know, I've talked to this guy, he's going to be coming into the branch to drop a copy of that, or if he emails me a soft copy, then I can email that soft copy across, or I can take that and I can upload it into the system rather than sending emails back and forth, and God forbid the guy doesn't see it. So the system should allow me the ability to upload his 1099s, and once I've uploaded the 1099, the system should also alert all the key stakeholders in the project that the 1099 for such and such client has been uploaded. That is a requirement. You got it?
Got it.
And this could be coming by you just talking to the loan officer, or we sitting in that JAD session where all of them are sitting there and talking about, you know, how can we make things better and where are all the bottlenecks? Because you're trying to kill the bottleneck, right? The loan process today is taking 8 weeks, while say the rate that we guaranteed to the customer is only good for 6. So,
Right.
you know, the rate lock is falling off. That's the problem. It's taking way too long to process this loan. You know, where can we cut corners? How can we make things more streamlined? And they'll talk it all out,
Right.
right? So you're there for the ride. Your job is to sit there and listen to all of this and, you know, extract what needs to be done, put it into this business requirements document, do your analysis, and so and so. And if
Got it.
there's some questions that are coming to your mind, then you need to go back to the SMEs and get those answered. Right? So this is a back and forth that happens multiple times, right? You get those questions answered, they give you the answers, you do your own analysis, may come up with more questions, go back to the SME, get those answered, come back, and that's how you keep building your document and you keep refining your document. Because your end goal is to come up with 24 karat gold. You understand? And you
Right.
don't start the process with 24 karat gold. You have to keep refining it. It might start at a 10 karat, you keep heating it, you keep working on it, becomes 18 karat, then becomes 24 karat. And now you're ready to present those.
Right.
Right? That's what a BA does. He continuously refines the requirements. Starts with business requirements, then turns them into functional requirements or functional specifications. I always tell all my students that a BA is like a person with a shovel, right? And what are we doing with the shovel? We are digging. And what are we digging for? We're digging for the, what did I say? What are we digging for?
Requirements.
The requirements.
Information.
Requirements. Use the R word. Is your best word. Clear?
Clear.
All right. Moving on ahead. So the BRD gets signed off. Time to start the functional specifications. What do we mean by functional specifications? It is called the FRD, or an FSD, stands for Functional Requirements Document or Functional Specifications Document. I'll give you an example. Verizon don't call them their requirements, they call them their specifications because they are a telecommunication company. Citi, where I worked for like 12 years, we used to call them requirements, right? UBS, where I work right now, we also call them requirements, right? So the functional requirements or the functional specifications is the second leg of your requirements document. Here, we are trying to identify the how. How does the system work? How is the system behavior? You know, we identified the what needs to be done. Now we need to identify how the process will occur, identify the exact process, the interface, the interaction between the user and the system of how we will accomplish the what that was documented in the BRD. So again, this is your second deliverable. So after you've successfully delivered the BRD, now it's your job to deliver the functional specifications or the functional requirements. So again, we start off with our KBR number 1, which was 5 bedrooms, and we started to break them down into KBR 1.1 sub requirement. And this is your master bedroom number 1, and this will be the in-law suite that we're going to have in the house. And we're describing how that room looks like. So they're saying it's going to be on the first floor. They're giving you approximate dimensions, which is 20 by 15. They're hoping to have the color to be beige. Your carpet will be beige. It will have one walk-in closet, which is 10 by 8. We'll have a ceiling fan, and we'll have one window, which is 4 by 5. Question: what requirement is missing here? Talked about this last week. What is a very key requirement that's missing here?
Door.
The door. There's no door on this bedroom. Actually, there's no door on this house. This entire house that they built without doors. Bathrooms don't have doors. Bedrooms don't have doors. The main door is not there. The back sliding door is not there on the kitchen, right? No doors in the whole damn house. This is what you call an open floor plan, right? You're gonna have to like hire some psychologists, psychiatrists for the kids that are living in this house. So they're gonna be going through some trauma.
Ali, we could say the same thing about windows. No
No,
windows
windows
either.
he has. He has the one window. He put the windows in there at least.
Oh, he did? Oh.
He put the windows there. The window was there. But you know, the doors, he forgot because, you know, but remember one thing. After the requirements are done, the next stage is the design, and we're going to talk about the design. The design is where the blueprint of the house is being put together, typically by an architect or your tech leads put the blueprint of the house together. You think the architect can go ahead and design the house if he doesn't know how the front main door of the house looks? You think he can draw a picture? No, right?
Yeah.
So what will he do? He will reach out to the BA and say, damn it, where the hell are my requirements for the damn doors? We don't have no requirements on the doors. This master bedroom, does it have a single door? Does it have a double door? Right? Where are the requirements? And you'll say, oh shit, screwed up. All right, time to go in, get the requirements from the, again, business stakeholders. You are never the source of the requirements. Okay, the source of the requirements are always your business stakeholders, your project sponsor, your client managers, your SMEs. Okay, have to go by them. Can you recommend? Absolutely, you can recommend, but that has to be approved through the business stakeholders again,
Mhm.
right? You can't be telling this guy how or what should be in their house. They should be telling you, but you can recommend. we can have like a very nice storm-proof double door. It can have glasses on the side, could have a curved glass on the top, right? You could have a brass door, you could have this door, you could have that door. You can recommend. Absolutely, you can recommend, right? That is if you have the knowledge on that particular domain area. If you don't have the knowledge on that domain area, you may have to go back, talk to some tech folks, talk here, talk there, gather some recommendations, and then go back and present those recommendations to business. And business will decide. And what they choose is what goes into the document, not what you came up. You understand?
I
So
have a
first,
question.
it's always business. Yes, go ahead.
If we go and we add the doors, we talk to the business stakeholders and they give us the inputs. So would we document that as a CR?
Yes, very good. That is your CR. What does CR stand for?
Change of request?
Change request, not change of request, change request. Yes. So we'll talk about that CR in a few minutes. So change request is something that is received outside of the requirement stage. So your BRD got signed off, right? You have these set of requirements, correct? Right? Now you've got, let's say KBR number 16 is coming in, which is the main door of your house. This is already a signed off document, so you don't want to be modifying a signed off document. You can, don't get me wrong, you can, but it has to officially come as a change request. And when that change request comes in, a change request can come in for three reasons. It can be either adding new requirements, it could be removing an old requirement, or it could be modifying an existing requirement. You got it? So CR can come for three reasons: adding requirements, removing requirements, or modifying a requirement. Because in all three of these cases, you're changing your base requirements, your original set of requirements. Agreed?
Yes.
So who gives you a CR? Of course, business. Even though this issue was identified by the design people saying, where are my doors? But the CR is originated from business. Okay. And we'll talk a little bit more about the CR process in a few minutes. I don't want to take more time. I'm trying to finish the functional specifications here, right? So we'll talk more about CRs and the different analysis that is done on the CRs. All right. So after the first bedroom, we went ahead and we gathered the requirements for the second bedroom. This one is the master bedroom number 2. It's going to be on the second floor. This is 20 by 20, light brown, beige carpet, walk-in closet, a big one, 12 foot by 10 foot, ceiling fan, 3 windows, 4 by 5. Why don't you have these are master bedrooms. So where are the requirements for the bathrooms? Why are we not documenting what the bathroom looks like and how the bathroom looks like here? Anybody remember? Master bedrooms have their own bathrooms. Everybody agree?
Yeah, but we
Yes.
put it on separate part for
Yes, we gave it its own KBR. So if you scroll further down, let's have a look at KBR number 2. That's where the bathroom requirements are. Right? And here you can see we even went ahead and we broke those requirements down. So it's KBR 2.1, which is the attached bath number 1 to master bedroom number 1. So that's how we are linking the bathroom requirement to the bedroom requirement. Why did we do it like this and not simply put it underneath the bedroom itself? Could we have done that? We could have done that, but the problem would have been, what about the standalone bath that isn't attached to any bedroom? Where do you put that requirement?
Right.
So then, if you put the attached bathroom requirements with the bedrooms, and you put the standalone bathroom requirement with by themselves, now you have split the bathroom requirements in 2 different areas of the requirements document, correct?
Correct.
But here it's easy. if I am want to look at all the requirements of the bathroom, which KBR will I be looking at? KBR number?
KBR2, number 2.
KBR2. Everything underneath 2 is bathroom, right? Just like everything under KBR1 is the bedrooms,
Bedrooms.
right? So it's one concise area of your document which holds everything. Everybody clear?
I have a question.
Yes, go ahead, Raman.
So the KBR organizing, like you said, bathroom is better to put the bathroom separate than the bedroom. So is this the BA decides, or is the uh, business sponsors they decide who
No, no.
actually?
So the formation and the numbering and the grouping is yours, the BAs.
Mhm.
So business did not tell you KBR2 will be bathroom, okay? No, KBR2 could have been kitchen.
But the business stakeholder, uh,
Business
suppose they
stakeholder
are.
gave you the requirements, right? They told you, I need a kitchen, I need a bedroom, I need a living room. They did
Mhm.
not tell you which KBR number is which. You got it?
Yeah,
You give the numbering.
but if they have because some people like to understand. I mean, they understand better when things. I mean, they visualize better when things are organized the way they imagine it. So in that way,
But
should
Rema,
you?
then you should give them the BRD to write.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm asking.
There can be situations where business gives you the business requirements also.
Mhm. Okay, okay.
And then you're going to wind up doing just the functional specs. But
I
if
see.
you are helping them with the business requirements also, then you will document them. And remember, this is going to go through a multiple reviews also with business stakeholders, right?
Yes.
So if they say, can we just like group this better this way and that way? Well, guess what? Do it,
Okay.
right? Because at the end of the day, you need their sign off, right, Rema?
Yes. Yes.
So you grouped it this way. To you, it was more logical like this. If they say, no, I think it should be the other way. All right, look, as long as all the requirements are in the document, right? That is more important than the order of them,
Got it.
right?
Thank you.
Because remember, we are doing it in a traditional manner, right?
Got it. Thank you.
And a house can only be delivered in a traditional manner, right? You're not going to be delivering a house in an iterative manner, right?
Right.
I'm not going to give you the keys to the house and you walk in and you're like, okay, where's the roof? Oh, don't worry, sir, roof is coming next week.
Mhm.
Or you're like, okay, thank you. Where's the bathroom? Oh, we haven't built the bathrooms yet. Please use the neighbors in the meantime.
Mhm.
Right? So we
Right.
may build the product iteratively in sections, right? Which we will, but the release of the product will be in one shot. It'll be a fully complete house when we give you the keys.
Right.
Right? Even though the house has been built in iterations. For example, what's the very first thing we will build in this house?
The
Mhm.
foundation.
The foundation.
Yeah.
Right? We're not putting the roof up before we put the foundation, right? So that
Right.
would be our first thing we're going to focus on. Then will come. What are we going to do next? Put the frame together, right?
Yes.
We're going to frame the whole house, right?
Right.
Then after the frame, we'll probably go after the roof,
Mhm.
right?
Right.
Then we'll probably start putting the windows in, try to get the outside complete, right?
Mhm.
Because at least once we get the outside done, the inside of the house is protected, right? Then we can start working on the inside, right?
Right.
Right.
Right. So even the house is going to get built in iterations, right?
Right.
Right. But it will definitely not be delivered. Yeah, homeowner can come and have a look at his house is getting built. Great, right? But he ain't taking no occupancy of the house till I'm fully done. Correct?
Right. Right.
Same thing is with a car, right? If I was to build a car, do you think I would deliver a car to a guy? Sir, this is your engine. Transmission is coming next week.
No. No.
Then I finally get it integrated. He's driving the car and he steps on the brake and the car is not stopping. Oh, so the brakes are coming next week.
Mhm. Got it.
Right? Not a good idea, right? To deliver a car in that fashion. And remember, once we build the car has to go through a full round of testing, right? Car crash safety testing before we send it to the manufacturers, right? For making 100,000 copies of it,
Mhm.
right? You're gonna
Got it.
fully test the damn thing before it ever hits the manufacturing line.
Right.
Great.
Agreed.
Yeah. So integrate, test. Once it passes the testing, that's when it'll go to the manufacturing line, and you're gonna start building it. That's why the cars are almost in like a 5-year cycles, right? 4-year, 5-year cycle, because it takes it that long for the car to be completed, tested, built. By built, I mean manufactured fully, right?
Right.
That's why you don't see car models changing every year. And they typically have a 4-year, right? If you guys ever realized, for 4 years, the car model remains quite similar,
Yeah, makes sense.
right? And then 2 years, the first 2 years of the 4 years, there might be a little bit tweaking versus the second 2 years, right? You ever realize that? If you drive a Honda car, you drive a Honda, you'll see it for sure. 4 years, the damn model will look very similar. And the first 2-year model and the second 2-year model will be slightly different. They might change a little bit of the headlights, they might change a little bit of the taillights, but the primary thing, the primary shape of the car will remain the same. Then after the 4 years, you're going to see a major shift in the design of the car.
Yeah.
That's the cycle that manufacturers use, 4 years. All right. So here we're talking about the bathrooms, KBR 2. So you can see we are identifying all the different requirements in the bathroom. So he wants a dual sink, porcelain cream, double mirrors, standing shower, frameless door, right? Marble tiles. He needs a tub. He needs a commode and single window, right? Again, what's missing?
Door.
There's no door on the bathroom.
I have a quick question. I noticed we mentioned material for the tile,
Uh-huh.
but shouldn't we just be saying tiles? You know, like
No. We
uh-huh.
should be a lot more. It's not just marble tiles, Sayed. We're gonna say it's going to be 12 by 12, this color, this make. He's
Oh,
gonna
so
identify.
that will already be that amount of detail will already be here.
Yes,
Understood.
yes.
Thank you.
Because remember, if think of this as you're the construction company, right?
Yeah.
And you need to build this bathroom, right? And I told you I need marble tiles. You think that information is enough for him to go ahead and install the marble tiles? No way, right?
Nowhere. Yeah.
He's going to come back to you and he'll say, Sayed, what size, what shape, what color, what finish, right? So
Got
he'll
it.
come back and he'll ask you a million questions. You need to get to that level of detail.
So Ali, a quick question. So
Yeah.
can we say that the intricate details, like the fine print that you're trying to find out of these requirements, is what sub requirements are?
Yes. So you can, yes, at the end of the day, you don't need to break it into a sub requirement. You just need to list it. So when you
Okay.
say marble tiles, you can provide additional information. You can say these are 12 by 12, right? Marble tiles. And you can say sandstone. That's the
Color.
type. That's the
Okay,
color.
so we don't really need to actually add a sub requirement to these marble
No.
tiles and build another
Yep.
document. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. You can keep adding more and more information to this document because this document will also be reviewed and signed off, right?
Okay.
So for example, the frameless door, right? Okay, here, let me see, where's ours? We did a lot more details here. Did we do more details? Yeah, we did more details. So this is ours, where you can see we went a little bit more crazy when we were doing master bedroom number 2. We told you what floor it is on. We gave you the size. We gave you the walk-in closets. We gave you the dimensions of the walk-in closets. We were even going ahead and we were continuously keeping a square footage of each thing that we are adding. So that's 80, that's 300, right? So far we are at 380, right? Why? Because we have a limited area we are working with. See, if you see our primary requirements, this was huge. This guy went crazy. Where is he? He wanted a 7,000 square foot home.
Well, it makes sense. He's in Dallas, right?
Yeah, yes, I know he's in Dallas, but shit, man, still 7,000 is it's a man. I didn't even put a colonial. I put a mansion here because it was so big. He wanted two-acre lot, 7,000 square foot home, 2-story single family mansion. Right? What what the primary requirements, right? So we're like, okay, I asked him, you're going to be putting a ranch in the backyard, you're going to be growing some, having some horses and cattle also for a 2-acre lot, you know? So this is really big, right? So if you're thinking about this, and we talked about more analysis, remember, we said that in Dallas, there are no basements, right? So there's only above floors. So there's going to be a first floor and there's going to be a second floor. So if you took 7,000 square foot of covered home area and you divide it into 2 floors, that gives you about 3,500 square foot per floor. Agreed? Give or take.
Yes.
Right? So that's what we are working with. That's why I was making them go ahead and identify what all is going on the first floor, what all is going on the second floor, what are the dimensions. He originally started with a 1,500 square foot bedroom, the first one. That was the original requirement he gave me. I was like, do you know how big 1,500 square foot is? It's like a hall, right? So he was like, sir, think big. I said, think big, but think logically. So I knocked him down to 25 by 20, which is still 500 square foot. That's a big room. Plus, on top of that, he's got all these other things. He has a walk-in closet of 200 square foot. Remember, this guy has 7 bedrooms. So how many of those bedrooms are going on the second floor? How many of those baths are going on the second floor? Then you have like walkway area, right? Then you have area that is not covered. For example, the foyer area, right? Is there a second floor on top of the foyer? Typically, no, right? The chandelier is hanging right as soon as you enter the main door, right? Correct? So all of that second floor area is open, correct? Then you have stairs that go up to the second floor, and then you have common area, the walk-in area that connects all the bedrooms, right? Then if you have a family room downstairs that has cathedral ceilings, what does that tell you about the second floor on top of that family room? Doesn't exist. You understand?
Yes.
So these are all the things that you as a business analyst should start to be able to visualize these things. You understand? This is part of your analysis. To sit down, jot down whatever you have gotten, try to put it into a visual representation of what it would be looking like, right? And then go back and have better questionnaires from the original set of requirements you gathered. And this is going to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth till you get a better understanding on the requirements. Okay? All right. So same thing he did for the master bedroom. I mean, the baths. We documented the baths. He even has a jacuzzi in his master bedrooms, right? It's an 8-foot by 4-foot huge jacuzzi. Shaquille O'Neal should be fitting in that one, right? You have another attached bath. And then here is your standalone bath that I was talking about, right? So the standalone bath is on the second floor, double sink, porcelain cream, vanity, tub, commode, double lighting fixture, right? He's missing a window here, window or an exhaust. So by definition, your township will not approve this bathroom because by ordinance, you need to have at least a window or a exhaust fan in the bathroom, right? So what would have happened is the designer or the tech lead, when he would have seen the requirement, he would have said to you, hey, we are missing a window or an exhaust. So then you would have to again go back to the business stakeholders and clarify what would you like? Would you like a window here or would you like an exhaust fan? A window is very hard to do if this bathroom is not touching one of the walls of the house. You understand? So if this bathroom was not against one of the walls that is external facing, then you can't put a window. You understand that, right?
Right.
But typically all bathrooms touch a wall in the house, right? All right. And so and so. And they also went ahead and they did the chef's kitchen. So they gave the requirements for the chef kitchen. So you can see this is 25 by 30. Has a central island, 10 by 8. They're looking for 42-inch cabinets in white. They're looking for a granite countertop gray, lighting fixture on top of the bar, pendant lights, recessed 6 lights, and they want stainless steel appliances. Everybody clear?
Yes.
All right, we're a little over our break time, but what I want to do is I want to just quickly check you guys' analysis and how you would be going by and doing further analysis on this one requirement, which is stainless steel appliances. So we'll just quickly work on this requirement and then we'll take a break, okay? So tell me, if you saw this requirement, and by the way, this thing does come in interviews. Sometimes they give us requirements in the interview and the interviewee will tell you that I would like you to have a look at these requirements that were given to you by business, and I want you to put together questions that you would come up with that you would like your business stakeholders to respond back on, because they are actually validating how your analytical thinking works. So if you were to get this requirement that the customer wants stainless steel appliances, and this is the requirement that was given to you, how would you further go ahead and further analyze and break this requirement down? So what would be the one of the first things you would do? Let's see what would be the path you would take to do this. And
I
this is
would
a class
first
exercise. So let's go. Everybody.
I would first break it down to actually what are the appliances you need.
Very good.
Actual.
So let's list them. What are they? What's the biggest one?
Sink.
The
Utensils.
Fridge, right?
fridge,
Stove.
the stove range,
Okay.
Microwave.
Dishwasher.
microwave,
Oven.
dishwasher.
Dishwasher.
Oven.
Huh? Oven. Okay. So in that case, it's a good question. Somebody said oven. So I'll put stove and oven as separate because it could be one or it could be separate units.
Right.
Correct? Okay. So we got fridge, stove, oven, microwave, dishwasher. What else? There's one more.
Washing machine.
Huh?
Washing machine.
Washing machine. Typically, washing machine would not be found in your kitchen, man.
Yeah, sorry.
Sink.
You
Faucet.
really want your wife to kick your rear end, huh? Not only you're making her cook in the kitchen, you want her to wash the clothes in the kitchen too. Oh my God. Not a good husband. You're gonna
Sink.
buy a big
Faucet.
enough machine to put you in it. What else? What's the last one?
Sink. Faucet.
Sink is not an appliance, yaar.
The kitchen sink.
Again, kitchen sink is not an appliance. It could be, it is stainless steel, definitely. And it is a requirement you should capture, right? Agreed. Right? But it's not an appliance.
Okay.
See?
Exhaust.
Exhaust fan, right? The hood. Right?
Yep.
That is an appliance. It has fans and everything in it, right? All right.
Right.
So you have gone ahead and you've broken the requirement into individual deliverables. Agreed?
Right.
Okay, good. Now I'm not going in crazy and I'm sub-requirementing this. I could have done that. So I could have called each one of these as KBR 3.1s, right? And then this would be 3.1.1 and so, right?
Right.
But I'm not going to do that right now, but you guys already know how to do that. Okay, fridge. So what do I need to know about the fridge? What's the first thing I need to know?
Doors.
Size.
The size.
Oh, even before size. Size
Length
is
and
important, no doubt.
Yeah.
Size is there. What else?
height.
Um.
Size. How big of a fridge we want?
Well, The actual cosmetic aspect of it. So like whether you want a single door or double door.
Or two
Yes,
door.
the type. The type is coming next, but even before that. So you said size, we said type, right?
Make.
Make, the brand, right? So what brand do we like for fridges?
General Electric.
Samsung.
LG, Samsung, which one? Samsung?
Yes.
All right, Samsung it is. All right, size. What is the size? Most of us are US. Our fridges are measured in
Cubic feet.
cubic feet. Very good. How big? How many cubic feet? Let's go with a nice one. 36.
30, 36, yeah.
Right? All right. Type. What do we mean by type?
Is it a two door or one door?
Correct. Two door, one door, French door. There's
Let's
a
go
lot
for
of it.
French. Let's go for French door. That looks very appealing.
French door. All right. French door means it's got three or four
Right.
even. So the
Right.
top two are split, and then the bottom can have one pull-out drawer or a second pull-out drawer. Right.
Yeah.
All right.
What about
And you can say French
water
door,
filter?
Color.
four doors. Let's even put this, right? French door, four door. Okay. Somebody said
Color.
color, we have already got stainless steel until unless you want a different finish of the stainless steel. Stainless
Oh,
steel
okay.
also comes in
Okay.
different colors now.
The
You know
water
that, right?
filter?
You have
Yeah.
black, you have gray, right? You have two stainless steels. Somebody said the actual features. What are some of the features? You could have a water
Filter?
and ice dispenser, right?
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Right? Whoops. Yes. All right. Okay. What else? What?
Well, one thing I was going to say that I think we should have, considering we live in today's day and age, I think the first question these days people would ask is whether you want a smart fridge or not.
Absolutely.
Yes.
That's where I
Right.
was
Right.
going. That's where I was going. Would you like a smart fridge? Now, when you say smart fridge, does it mean it has a brain? No, there are features of the smart fridge, right? So what are some of the features of a smart fridge that you're looking for? For example, it should have,
Built-in screen.
yep, should have,
Can you bring me water in my bedroom?
yes, no, they ain't that smart yet. Screen, right? And you could even say, screen, it should have Wi-Fi capability, right?
Music.
Should have a um, music player. Okay. What else?
Like some fridges have a door and the ring on the bell, it shows on the screen who's on the door.
Right. So Wi-Fi capability with interior cameras. Right. So you
Lord
can
have mercy.
see, you can actually see what is sitting
In the fridge.
in the fridge. Right. So this way we can find what the hell am I spelling interior? Interior, right?
Mm-hmm.
Still not spelling it right. My God. INTEI. Oh, got
IROR.
it. Yeah, it's been one of those days. What else? Right?
I would say
Input capacity?
AI integration. So like, whether Alexa
AI
or
integration.
Google.
What are you looking to do from the AI OS?
Alexa,
no,
bring me food.
yeah, no, Alexa, because there are some fridges where you can actually tell Alexa to order groceries for you or,
My
you know,
Lord, God. Jeez.
All right.
That's
Yeah.
just crazy. You can.
Alexa, order milk. Alexa, we are out of milk.
especially with the Amazon app, it actually does
Yes.
that.
Yes, I'm sure.
Can
So
Alexa
you should
look?
have an email
Can the
feature,
Alexa?
even Alexa integration, right?
Yes.
All right.
And probably like a smarter way to date everything you have inside.
Huh?
probably a smarter way to date everything you have inside.
Jeez. Your fridge is gonna cost you like
Oh my God. I mean, you know what the problem with that, Sayed, is? Somebody's got to enter the dates for the things that they're putting into the fridge. Or,
right.
I mean, if it's really smart, when you're putting it in, it marks a date and a time. That
Yeah,
would be crazy.
that's what I meant. So that like, cause I've had stuff go bad constantly because it was hidden in the back.
Sayed is losing money.
Yeah, right. That's true though. That's something that
Right?
should come.
But that would be crazy, right? Like if some way like you put the stuff in the fridge and it knows it,
Maybe
right?
you could just
Only
scan the
problem
receipt.
is that
Maybe you
Sayed,
could
when
just
you take
scan the
the
receipt and it says asparagus or whatever, so the fridge will know. You won't actually have to scan the product or the item.
yeah, you know they're trying to do that with the checkout right now, right? Where they're coming up with new smart
And
cards that
Amazon,
you go into
you
the
know,
grocery.
has Whole
Yeah, you
Foods
put
now.
that. Yeah, you put that inside your grocery and it automatically like you know
Inputs it in.
reads every item in your shopping cart and you can just automatically have your card integrated and you can walk out. No cashier required.
Yeah.
Sam's Club does that already.
Yeah, they do. Right. Crazy, crazy. I'm always thinking about like, when it goes to testing it, right? My God, what kind of crazy headaches you might have had trying to test the damn thing. You know, people putting stuff in their pocket trying to walk out because they want to make sure that, it's catching it. Nuts, nuts, nuts. All right. Any questions, guys? All right. Let's take a quick 10 or 15-minute break. Let's take 15 minutes. Let's get back at 11:15, and then we'll proceed forward to the completing the requirements gathering stage and start the design stage. Okay?
Okay.
How's everybody feeling? Good?
I missed like an hour of class, so I'm not really
Good.
feeling good.
What happened, Oye? Did you sleep over?
No, it's agile. They sent me the
Oh,
link from the previous class I was attending because I
uh-huh.
attended a class with Sanjay before I stopped, then joined yours.
Oh,
So I
I
was
see.
waiting. That class starts at 10 a.m. So I was here. I was clicking on the link. So I was sitting down there and the class hasn't started.
Oh boy.
So Michael sent me another one. And when he sent this link, it was already one
Hour
hour
already.
after. Yeah.
Sorry, Oye. Anything like that ever happens, Oye? Well, today or tomorrow, I'm going to be sharing my email with everybody, and I'm going to be giving you the homework assignments and everything, right?
Okay. Okay.
We'll share the documents and everything. Actually, the homework assignment will come after we're done with Agile. So we still got to go through a bunch of other methodologies in Agile. So, but
Okay.
I'll share the notes. I guess you guys are having some trouble with the notes. So I'll share all the notes. I might not give you the homework assignment, but we'll share the notes. So I'll share the email also with you. So come from tomorrow onward, you'll have my email, in case you want to
Okay.
get hold of me.
All
Okay,
right.
you got
Okay.
it.
Thank you.
Let's meet back up in 15. Okay, 11:15. All right,
Okay.
you got it, guys.
Okay.
Hey guys, everybody back?
Yes,
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Hello. All right. So let's talk about one more document that we start to see get developed during the analysis phase. And that document is called the RTM. RTM stands for Requirements Traceability Matrix. It is also being typically authored by the BA. Now, this is not one of your deliverables. In other words, typically this is not a project deliverable, but it is definitely something that a PM like me would make sure that the BAs were doing. The purpose of an RTM is to trace the requirements from the BRD to the FRD to ensure that there are no requirements that have been missed or dropped. Okay, so think of it as a checklist. The requirements traceability matrix traces the requirements through all the stages of development, meaning from analysis to design to development, even all the way through testing, but it takes shape in the analysis phase. So as you transition the requirements from the BRD to the FRD, the requirements traceability matrix should start tracking your requirements as they're moving through each stage of the project. And we're going to be talking about the RTM in detail in section, I think, number 7. There are slides about the RTM and what the RTM looks and how we go by managing and producing the RTM. Okay, so when do we start the RTM? The RTM should be started after you have the BRD signed off. Once the BRD has been signed off and BRD has been approved, now you have your finite number of requirements. You can add those to the RTM. The RTM is an Excel document, typically a spreadsheet, and you start to manage each of those requirements. And as you transition them to the FRD, you put the FRD page number in there, the FRD section ID there to show that, yes, we detailed each of the business requirements. Okay, so once the RTM has been checked off and the FRD is done, now the BA will complete the FRD. The FRD walkthrough will be done with the business stakeholders, just like how the BRD was done. And again, the business stakeholders, along with the tech head or tech delivery manager, will sign off the FRD. So again, the BRD and the FRD both are being signed off by the business head and the tech head. Okay. Once the FRD has been signed off, now you are done with the analysis stage of your project. The requirements gathering and analysis is now complete. Now we have the ability to go ahead and provide a updated level 1 estimate to the business stakeholders. And why are we doing this? Because now we have our finite set of requirements. Our requirements have been crystallized and we can provide a better estimate, a level 1 estimate. Everybody got it?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
right? I mean, just imagine if it this way, right? So let's say you wanted to buy a car, right? And if all the requirements I gave you is that I'm looking to buy a new car, what kind of a level 0 estimate would you give me?
It would be a huge plus or minus.
Yes. So the cheapest new car is how much? Maybe like 18,000,
Yeah.
give or take, right? And a high-end McLaren or something like that could go in the millions, right?
So how would you do that? Plus or minus what percentage?
No, you would say, 18,000 to a few
Oh,
million.
okay.
That's your level 0. Because that's the information you're giving me, right, Sayed?
Yeah.
Now, I'll add one more detail. That Sayed, the car I'm looking to buy is a Honda. Okay?
Yeah.
What happened to my level 0 estimate?
It's Is it still level 0 or would it be
It's still 0 because I still don't have much information,
but it's much
right?
more specific.
But much more specific, right? So a brand new Honda would be around 20,000, give or take.
Yeah, let's say 20 to 60. That's the
20
range.
to 60, exactly. You see how the estimate shrunk from millions to 60,000 just because you're given
The brand.
one additional requirement, which is it's going to be a new Honda, right? All right, let's continue. Let's say I told you that it's going to be a Honda Pilot. One more additional information, one more requirement I gave you, right?
Yeah.
What happened to my level 0? It's still level 0 because still high level, right?
But now it's from you know it's from 40 to 60.
Well, 35.
35, 35.
35 to as much as 60. A black edition would be around 56,000 or something like that, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's move forward. I'll give you one more requirement. So it's going to be a brand new Honda Pilot Touring Edition.
Yeah. So
All right.
automatically you're at 55, 50 to 60.
Well, you can get it for probably 45, right? A low end one. So look, Honda Touring Edition can start at about 45-ish and can go up to,
60.
50,000. So you see, by giving you more and more requirements, it's making your requirements are getting cleared and your estimates are coming tight, right?
Yeah.
All right. So now this could be considered like a level 1 estimate, right? Because you have enough information. It's a brand new Honda Pilot Touring Edition, right? Okay. Now what's next? Next, you're going to start haggling with the salesperson, right? Agreed? And you will probably come up with a number, right? Let's say the number you settled on was 51,000. Okay. That is a level 2 estimate. Why is it a level 2? Because you still got to go through financing. Agreed? So
I'm sorry, can you repeat what was the level 2 estimate?
the level 2 estimate is after you have agreed upon the price of the car with the salesperson, right?
Okay.
Right. So this is after design, after you pick the particular one, right? So you've gone from a brand new Honda Pilot Touring Edition to that one, the one you're looking at. You understand?
Mhm.
And now you have settled on 51,000 because the guy knows how much he has paid for the car. He's got the black book value and everything, how long the car has been on the lot. All of these are impacting the price, right?
Right.
Right. So now the level 2 estimate is 51,000. But is that the price you're going to pay to drive the car off?
No, because you'll still have
No.
to pay documentation, title fees, tax.
Correct. Not only that, don't forget the financing, buddy.
Financing.
So you go to the financier, right? Well, guess what? He tries to sell you a few other things. You need bumper to bumper warranty, right? Oh, you need the tire and rim
Gap,
package.
gap insurance.
No, insurance is totally separate. It's not part of the car, right? You need low jack on your car. Okay. You need, you need to have the running rails on your car. You need a tow package on the car, right? Bang, 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 bang. The price is now
The
jumped up
prices
to
go up.
55. All right. And by the way, let me run your credit report. What kind of financing are you looking to do? Right? Oh, I'm going to put down 10,000 and I'm going to finance the remaining. Okay. So you're going to be financing the 40,000 and we got you a rate. Say you have very good credit, so only 2%. And we're going to put you down for how many months? Oh, well, let's do a 60-month, right? Finally, the damn price on that damn document that you're signing off, that is the final price you will wind up paying. Agreed?
Yeah.
That is your level 3 estimate. The price that you paid to drive that vehicle off the lot. Everybody clear?
Yeah. So the level 3 is the real
Delivery cost.
the real estimate of
Correct.
the building the house. So for
Correct.
building this 7 acres, the level 3 is, let's say it's 22 million. That's the
Yes.
level 3. Okay.
Yeah. Now remember, we as a business, we are trying to make money, right? So we sold the property for X amount of dollars, but the level 3 cost is the cost to the company itself. You understand?
Right.
So if this house cost me $1.2 million to build, between buying the land, doing this, doing that, all of that, right? And I sold it for 1.5. The 1.5 is not what you paid for it. You understand? My level 3 cost is 1.2. Your level 3 cost to business will actually include the, what is it, 30-year fixed mortgage and everything. So by the time you own that house, you didn't pay no 1.5 million for that house. You probably winded up paying 2.67 million.
Mm.
You understand? So what was the actual cost to you for that house? 2.7 million. You understand?
Right.
Even though I only made 300,000, the banks in the 30 years would have made another million. What was it? $1.5 million? $1.2 million. You see that? So the one that made the house only made 300,000. The one that financed the house made 1.2 million. But what's the difference? He's got to wait 30 years to make that money. Actually, it's not 30 years. They make that 1.2 million a lot earlier. That's called an amortization schedule. You understand? You guys, anyone that has a loan would know that in the beginning, you're paying a very teeny weeny percentage to the principal of the house. Most of it is interest going ahead,
Interest. Yeah.
right? So they make their 1.2 million a lot sooner than you would think. They would have probably made a million out of the 1.2 million in the first 15 years. You understand? The schedule reverse is at about 15%. 15 years, excuse me, on a 30-year fixed. Everybody clear on estimation and how estimation works?
Yes, so just to break it down into like an actual number, Ali, so like the way you've highlighted, PM provides L1 estimate at plus or minus 5 to 10%. So can we say L2 estimate is say 1 to 5% plus or minus, and then
Yes.
level three is less than 1%?
No, so basically it all depends always on the things that have happened, right? So this plus and minus 5 to 10% is based on the previous estimate. You understand? And what has happened between the previous estimate. So if the level 0 was given on very base requirements, right? Then the delta will be a lot more.
I
You
think
understand?
what's slightly confusing is that the level 3 is still being considered an estimate when we might actually have the actual number, right?
It's still an estimate because there's no guarantee that you're going to wind up owning the house for the 30 years.
Got it.
Right now, if you stayed in the house for 30 years and you paid the whole mortgage, then yes, that estimate is the actual cost. You understand? Estimates only become actuals when they get realized, correct? And realized point is 30 years down the road for a house. Right? Because if you paid the house off earlier,
Yeah, I was gonna
you
ask, like,
actually,
imagine just a crazy scenario. Like, I know nobody just has that much money up front in reality, but let's say somebody didn't finance it. Would we still be giving a level? Would we
the
still be
level,
giving?
if you're putting the whole money down,
Yeah,
then your level 3 estimate is 1.5.
got it. And then no plus or minus.
No one, there's no plus or minus on the level 3.
Oh, that's okay. That's what was confusing. Okay, I got it.
Yeah, the plus or minus is on level 1 because it's plus or minus against level 0. You understand?
Yeah.
And the level 2 plus or minus will be against level 1. Understood? The plus or minus is always against the base estimate. That's why you see the plus and minus against the 1 million. The 1 million was a level 0. For instance, I'll give you the same car example, right? You walk into the dealership, Sayed. You want to buy a Honda CRV, correct?
Yeah,
That
definitely.
is your level 0 in your mind. You want to buy the CRV. By the time the salesperson is done with you, you wind up buying a Pilot. How
Nah,
much have the requirements changed between what you walked into the dealership versus what you're buying?
it happens all the time.
Happens all the time. Then when you had in your mind, when you were walking into the dealership, you had what vehicle in your mind? CRV. So you were looking to between 30 and 35, right? That was the level 0 you walked in with in your mind, correct?
Yeah.
I'm going to spend this much money. You ended up buying a Pilot. You changed the damn requirements, right?
Yeah.
Then, of course, the level 1 from level 0 is going to be a lot different because the requirements have shifted so much. You understand? We started the project thinking that we're going to build a CRV. We winded up finalizing the requirements on a Pilot. Then how do you expect the level 0 and level 1 to only be 5 to 10% delta when there's been such a drastic shift in the requirements? You understand?
Yeah.
The more the requirements shift, the bigger the plus or minus is going to be. Clear?
Yeah.
All right, let's move on, guys. So now that the requirements are finalized, time to begin the design stage. Now, the design stage has its own deliverables. The most common design document is called the TDD. TDD stands for Technical Design Document. It is typically authored by the tech leads or the architect. It is basically the blueprint of the system and tries to answer exactly where we will be going to satisfy those business and functional requirements. And of course, the sign off here is coming from the architect or the DPM, which is Delivery Project Manager, or TPM, the Technology Project Manager. All right. So you see here, the requirements are no longer being looked at by business. Business is not part and parcel of the design. So who's representing the interests of business? Who represents the interests of business here in the design stage?
The
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 designer,
P the
The
is it the PM?
technology stakeholders.
no,
the
the
designer.
BA,
The PM?
BA,
Oh,
you,
BA.
Oh,
because the design is based on what?
The business requirements.
And who's managing the business requirements at this stage now? The BA, right? You are managing the business requirements. You are managing the functional requirements. So when they have questions such as, where are the requirements for my door? Who's going to give them the requirements from the door?
Right.
The BA, right? Where
Mhm.
is the BA going to get those requirements from? He's going to go back to the
Business
business stakeholders. Got it? So your job in the design stage is to provide clarifications on the requirements and follow up on any and all questions or queries that are coming up from the design team and the tech team. Okay. Now, there might be another document in the design stage called the SAD. The SAD stands for Systems Architecture Document or Design, typically authored by the systems architect. This is also a blueprint of the system. What is the key difference between the SAD and the TDD? TDD is more software related, while SAD is more infrastructure and hardware related. Okay, so if there is no SAD being done individually, then the system requirements and the infrastructure and the hardware requirements will also fall into the TDD itself. Okay. At a bare minimum, you will have a TDD coming out of the design stage. Everybody clear? And you may also have another document which is called the UID. UID stands for User Interface Design. This is authored by a UX team. UX stands for User Experience. This document will have all the screen layouts in the UI interface, the user interface, all of that stuff. Again, the user interface is also based on the requirements. Everybody clear? All right. What is the BA doing? The BA, as I said, will provide requirement clarifications and follow-ups on all open issues that are being raised by the technology team. He will continue to handle any new requirements which are being requested by business in the form of those change requests. Okay? So let's talk about the change request a little bit about at this stage. So let's say you got some new requirements coming in. Okay? When you get a change request, there is actually a formal process put together to handle changes to the project. That process is called the CCB. It actually, CCB stands for Change Control Board. So they may put up a Change Control Board, a CCB, or they may put up a CMO, a Change Management Office. The purpose of the Change Control Board or the Change Management Office is to handle changes that are being requested as part of the project. Everybody clear? CCB, Change Control Board, or CMO, Change Management Office. Okay, who are all part of these? Of course, the BA, the project manager, your business stakeholders, your tech leads, even your test manager will be part of the CMO CCB, because any changes that come in are going to be impacting the project. Everybody clear? Everybody following me?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So let's talk a little bit more about this. So let's say you were working on this house and original requirements say that the guy wanted a 4-bedroom home. Okay. Suddenly he comes to find out that, his father-in-law has passed away, and now the mother-in-law will be coming in living with the family. Okay. So to accommodate that, he needs a 5th bedroom. Everybody clear? Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So the new requirement that is coming in is for a 5th bedroom. Okay. So if the requirement is coming in for a 5th bedroom, all right, what we need to do is we need to do 2 types of analysis on this 5th bedroom. The first analysis is what we call impact analysis. Okay. Impact analysis is basically the analysis being done to determine what is the impact of these new requirements coming in. Okay. And the way we measure impact is we measure impact in time and money. Okay. Time and money. All right. After we are done with identifying the entire impact, then we can do the second type of analysis, which is feasibility analysis. Feasibility analysis is basically the analysis done to determine how feasible are these changes to the project. Everybody clear?
Yeah.
So first you're going to do an impact analysis, then you're going to do a feasibility analysis. Clear? Guys, you with me?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. Let's talk about this particular requirement. So you got a CR for a 5th bedroom. Okay. First question. What all stages will be impacted with the change request, a CR? Do you think analysis would be impacted?
Yes.
Yes. Right? It is. You need to do the analysis on the 5th bedroom. You need to document exactly what needs to be there and clarify all of this and give it to the technology team. Right? Yes?
Yes.
What would be the next stage of the project that would be impacted with the CR? After analysis will come?
The estimate?
No, not estimate. Estimate we'll figure out, but I'm trying to just identify all the stages of the project that will be impacted. So analysis got impacted. Next, design will get impacted, right?
The what?
Design.
Oh, design, yeah.
You got to make changes to the architecture of the house, right?
And the static.
I see on mute. Tons of static. Muhammad.
Sorry.
Yeah. So design will get impacted also, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Remember, the original design is based on how many bedrooms?
4.
4.
Or
Will you have to make changes to the design?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
yes.
Right? So the design will get impacted. The analysis is getting impacted. Will the development get impacted?
Absolutely everything.
It's everything everything gets impacted. Like,
Everything gets impacted. Well, it all depends on what has been done and what has not been done yet.
well, yes, that
Right? But at the end of the day, the cost and the time will get impacted. So there will be a figure involved, right?
right.
So analysis impacted, design impacted, development impacted. What about testing and validation? Will that get impacted?
Yes.
Well,
No.
basically, depends where you are in that process.
Doesn't matter where you depend. Do you need to test this 5th bedroom?
Yes.
Well, yeah.
Yes, of course.
Before, how many rooms did you need to test?
4.
Or
Now you need to test.
5.
So there's not an impact.
It is.
It doesn't matter if it's built or not.
But Ali, the impact would not revolve around us testing all the first initial 4 bedrooms again. It would be just testing this 5th bedroom.
I did not say. Did you give me an estimate for testing the 4 bedrooms first?
We didn't even get there yet, right?
Did you put in your level 0 estimate? Was there a number for the testing effort? Yes or no?
No.
No.
What? So you're trying to tell me the car that you bought did not have any testing price tag attached to it?
Oh yes.
Of course there was. The original estimate had it too. Right?
Okay.
Now you are testing something bigger. So of course, there will be an impact to the testing cycle too, right? Like if you were originally planning on buying your daughter a cycle, and now you're planning on buying your daughter a Tesla, is there a change in the price?
Yes.
It's, right? Why do you think a Tesla is more money than the cycle?
Features and
Because
benefits.
it's slightly more complex, right?
Yeah.
Right? So of course there is a testing effort. So if you originally were planning on testing 4 bedrooms, now you're testing 5 bedrooms, there is an impact. Right? Now there is an additional impact to these stages if something has already been completed and you have to go and redo rework. You understand? For example, if the design was already complete and signed off and you got this requirement, now what do you do with the original design that you did and you spend the money and the time on that? What happens to that? Garbage.
Almost wasted, right? Yeah.
Garbage. Right? You got to do the redesign all over, correct? So this is additional time and effort. You understand? Versus if you did not start a design and you got the requirements before you started the design, then yes, you can now accommodate those changes in there, but still it will take you longer to do the design because now you're building a house with a 5th bedroom anyways, correct? So while you could have done the original one, say in, I'm just giving you a number, 5 hours, now to do this one, it might take you 6 hours. Understood? Yes? Was asking me, is it me that's breaking up? Am I breaking up for everyone?
No, I'm here. You can.
No, I'm here.
Okay. Now that's a totally different thing if you would have already spent the initial 5 hours to do the design, and now you have to redo the design, which will take you an additional impact, right? So instead of going from originally 5 to 6 hours, now you're doing 5 plus another 3 more. So the impact is even more. You understand that? Everybody with me?
Yeah.
All right. So to do our numbers and work on this, we'll keep it real simple. Okay? We will think that everybody on your project makes $20,000 a month. How much do they make?
20,000 a month.
20,000 a month. Write it down. Any questions on your salary? You like your salary?
I love it.
Okay, she loves it. Okay. All right. So let's talk about the very first stage of the impact, which is the analysis stage. Who's the one that does the analysis?
We are.
Business analyst, you. So let's say, and you better write all of this down, the time that it will take you to do the analysis for this new requirements coming in is going to be 2 weeks. Okay? So you tell your PM that, look, it's going to take me about 2 weeks to document everything and finalize everything and get everything cleared up. Okay. So the timeline impact is?
2 weeks.
And what is the money impact?
10,000.
10K. Everybody on the same page? Yes? Yes, yes?
Yes.
Come on, guys, respond back. You're noting this down.
Yes,
All right,
sir.
so that's what I'm going to ask questions at the end. So be ready. All right, what's the next stage of the impact? After design came, after analysis came? What came after analysis? Come on, guys, what's the next stage of the project? After analysis comes?
Testing.
Design. You
Design.
haven't even built it. How did you go to testing? Design, guys, design. So the architect tells you, look, it's gonna take me, because I've already finished the original design, I'll have to rework everything, and it's gonna take me 4 weeks to do the redesign. So what's the timeline impact?
4 weeks.
What's the money impact?
20,000?
10K.
Remind me again, how much do you get paid in a month?
20,000.
20,000.
And why are you working on a discounted rate? You want to work 4 weeks and get paid for 2? I like you.
He's being a
Are
nice
you
guy.
available to be hired right now? All right. It's 20K. Clear? All right. Now comes what stage of the project? What's next?
Development.
Development. Dev. So dev, the guy says, you know what? I can put 2 developers and we can have this room built in 4 weeks
Oh man.
with 2 developers. What is the timeline impact?
4 weeks.
2 weeks.
Is that what I said?
Yeah.
Can you repeat what you just said?
Whoa.
Say that again.
Was it 2 months you said?
No, that's not what I said. Guys,
2
gotta
weeks.
work on your listening skills.
2 weeks.
No, I think you cut off. I don't know.
I cut off. Okay, everybody be quiet. Here's the answer. I can have the development completed with 2 developers in 4 weeks.
Yeah, 4 weeks.
What's the timeline impact?
4 weeks.
4 weeks.
4 weeks. Everybody clear?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
What's the money impact?
20,000.
20,000. No. Yes.
I heard a no and a yes. What are you talking about?
Yes.
20,000. 100%.
40,000?
40,000. Why?
Because there are 2 developers.
Correct. You guys got some special going on? BOGO sale? Buy 1 developer, get 1 free? Everybody that wants to pay 20,000 for 2 developers working 4 weeks. So which one is not getting paid?
Not me.
Yeah, not G. The estimate is 40K. Got 2 people working 4 weeks to get this thing done. Got it?
Oh,
Yeah.
I see.
20 each, right?
Right. Right.
Okay. So we
I
so
have
far
a-
have
wouldn't it make-
analyzed the analysis impact, the design, the dev. Yeah, somebody saying something?
Yeah, wouldn't it make more sense to
Huh?
get that done faster? I mean, because wouldn't
Are you got developers sitting on a tree doing nothing?
no, they're busy.
Huh? They're busy. So how are you gonna get it done faster?
Got it.
What if you only had 1 developer? How long would it take you to do this?
Oh my God.
8 weeks.
8 weeks.
8
It
weeks.
will.
8
Because
weeks.
it's 8 weeks of effort, right?
Yeah.
You're just lucky we have another guy that I can put on the project, right? Also remember, developers are different breeds. There can be a front-end developer and there can be a back-end developer, right? A front-end developer develops the front-end screens, the back-end developer develops the back-end. Sometimes you have a full stack developer that can do the front and the back. Lucky you. But if you don't, do you think the front-end developer can build the back-end?
No.
You think the back-end can do the front-end?
No.
No, the languages are different, right? So,
Ali, before we continue, I have a quick question. So,
yes, go ahead, Wes.
so obviously, with each of these levels, like the analysis impact, the design impact, and the development impact that we're on right now. So
Mhm.
the analysis impact, we said the timeline impacted would be 2 weeks.
Correct.
Then in the design impact, you said the timeline impacted would be 4 weeks. Now, is the timeline getting added at every level, or is
We
the
haven't
4
come up
weeks?
with the total impact yet. We're
Okay,
still
so
in the
the
process of doing
design.
the impact analysis. Yep.
So technically, analysis impact was 2 weeks, design impact was 4 weeks, and then development impact was 4. So we're already at 10 weeks. That's what that means, right?
No,
That's
no.
what that means.
It
Yes.
is what that
Okay.
means? Oh, okay, okay.
Yes. That's what that means. Because
So
as a PM, I'm going to push you and I'm going to push you in a little while. But right now, I'm going. By the way, who gave the analysis impact?
Us.
we did.
You did.
BA, yeah.
Because that's your own job. So you can give your own estimates, right? Who gives the design and the development impact?
The development.
The tech lead.
The
That's
tech
what-
lead.
The
Sorry.
lead. The lead or the architect. One of those guys that are going to help you with the design and development impact. Okay? You can't assess the development. It's like you going to a mechanic and telling a mechanic, here's $20. Can you please change my transmission?
And I give you
Nobody's
1
going to
week.
tell you to do with that $20, right? Okay, we got to keep this class PG. Right? So you can't estimate the development impact or the dev impact or the design impact. You have to sit down with the tech lead, talk to him, give him the analysis on the requirements coming in, and they will give you the estimate. You got it? And then
Yes.
the last impacted area is
Testing.
testing. Okay? So you go to the testing manager now and you tell him, look, we got a change request coming in and it's going to be a 5th bedroom. We need the testing impact. And he'll say, okay, I think it will take one of my guys 2 weeks to write the test cases to test this room. And then I can put 2 testers to officially do the execution or the testing of the room. And that can be done in 1 week. Did you hear what I said?
Can you repeat it?
Yeah, it was 2 testers for 1 week.
I said to do the testing, first you need to write the test cases, right?
Right.
And to develop the test suites and the test cases, he can have 1 tester take 2 weeks to do that job. And after he has that, to do the official execution of the test cases, he can have that done in 1 week with 2 testers. Everybody got that?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. What's the timeline impact?
3 weeks.
3 weeks. What's the money impact?
First one,
40.
20,000 and
40,000.
60,000.
Shit.
Is it 2 testers you said or 3 testers?
40,000.
40.
All right. So let's do it. How many people are writing the test case?
You said 2
I think that
testers.
test case just one. 2
One
weeks.
for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
How much money do you need to pay him?
10,000.
20.
10K.
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 He's only doing it for 2 weeks. You guys are very gracious if you're giving him 20K.
I'm lost.
It's
I'm lost.
20,000 a month, so they're getting
Yeah, you
paid
said
for
20,000 for
so
2
each week is
weeks.
5,000.
Look, the question is how many resources are being utilized to write the test cases? How many resources? Guys, how many resources to write the test case?
2
One.
developers.
One.
Only
One.
one tester.
One tester.
One tester.
One tester,
Okay,
and
don't
then
get that right. Hold on, one by one. So there is one tester that is writing the test cases. Agreed?
Okay.
How long is it going to take him to write the test cases?
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Okay. So you have this one resource that you're going to take 2 weeks to write the test cases. How much do I need to pay him?
10,000.
10,000.
10,000.
You clear?
Very
Yes.
clear.
Yes.
All right. So put that 10 on the side. Now we need to execute those test cases that this guy has written, right?
Yeah.
And the execution will happen with how many resources?
2 testers.
2.
2 testers.
Yeah.
Okay.
And how long
1 week.
are they going to take to execute?
1 week.
1 week.
1
1
week.
week.
1 week. So you have 2 resources that you need to pay for
1 week. 10,000.
1 week, which is how much?
10,000.
5,000 each.
5,000 each. So 5 and
Oh,
7.
the
10,000.
total will still be 10,000 for both the testers combined.
Yeah. So 10 plus how much to write it?
10.
So the total is?
20.
20.
Got it?
20.
Everybody clear?
Yeah.
Welcome to the world of
Yep.
estimation.
Mm.
All right. So now that you have done everything, you have identified the analysis impact, you have identified the design impact, you have identified the development impact and the testing. What are the numbers? How many week impact? This is where I
13
mean
weeks. 13 weeks.
13 weeks of impact. How many dollars?
Mm.
Dollar bill, yeah.
So
I have
20,
65,000.
60.
Eh? No.
No, I'm getting 90,000.
You're getting 90. OS is a good PM. OS, what's the dollar impact for
5,000.
analysis?
It's 5,000 a week, no? Oh, but you including all the employees. Yeah.
The
Don't
analysis,
take the number of weeks and multiply it by that, because some weeks you have two resources working and some weeks you have one resource working. So how will you accommodate for that? You understand? What was the dollar impact for analysis?
10,000.
What was the design?
20,000.
What was the dev?
40,000.
What was testing?
20,000 again.
20,000.
So 10 plus 20 is
30.
30 plus 40 is
70.
70 plus 20 is.
90.
90.
So what is the dollar impact?
90.
90K.
So this is 90K for a room. If I'm just making sure we're on that one room, right?
Yes, this is 90K for that one room because you did not give me the requirements at the beginning.
He must really love his aunt or mother-in-law or
Right. If you would have given me the requirements at the beginning, I might have been able to accommodate this room with 40,000. But because you're giving it to me late, there is impacts to all over the place. And I'm just giving you an estimate of what it is. Remember, everybody's not going to get paid 20,000 a month, okay? So now the question becomes this.
Ali, are you sharing your screen or is that on the screen because we're just stuck with what does the
You
BA
are
do?
taking very good notes at this stage, Oi.
Okay.
I did not put these numbers on the screen. I was writing
Okay.
it down just like you guys should have been writing it down.
Right.
All right. So my question to you is, can you move the money 90K? Probably not. Can you move the timeline in? Instead of spending 13 weeks, can it be done earlier?
Probably.
We have to increase our resources.
Yeah, we can increase the resources
Why do I have to increase the resources?
so
To
that it can be done earlier.
If you can
No.
get done.
Once the analysis is complete and the design then kicks off, then the development kicks off. What's stopping testing from writing that test cases? The 2 weeks that the testing team is going to use to write the test cases, why can't they be done in the same time the development is being happening? Huh?
yes, we can do that.
What's barring them from doing that? Do you have to wait till the development is complete to write the test cases?
No, no,
No.
we can do
No,
that simultaneously.
you can do it then. Do you have to wait for the design to happen after the analysis is complete? Yes, because you can't do the design till the analysis is complete, right?
Right.
So you can't start the design before you tell him, like, you can't just be putting the design of the room together before you give him the requirements for the room, correct?
Correct.
The design will be based on the requirements, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But while development is taking place, those 4 weeks, I can also have my testers, if they are available, to start writing the test cases while the product is being developed. So after 4 weeks, I just need 1 week to execute the test case and verify that room. Agreed? So I could
Great.
probably bring the 13 weeks down into 11 weeks.
11 weeks.
Yes? And maybe
Yes.
I could even try to see if I can do something with the design and the analysis to say, hey man, can you start working on the design and I'll continue to keep verifying and clarifying that. Maybe I can bring the impact down to 10 weeks, cut off a week there, or maybe talk to the development guys and say, like, I know you're putting 2 developers down and trying to get this into 4 weeks. Is there any possibility you can bring an additional resource in and bring the 4 weeks down to maybe 2 weeks? As a PM, I'm going to push for that. That's what PMs do. PMs try to see if they can reduce the impact. Sometimes we can, sometimes we can't. Everybody clear? So after you have gathered this information, this 10 weeks and this 90K, or 11 weeks and 90K, we will take this information and we will give it to who? The PM. Because the PM will do the feasibility study, the one that I was just talking about right now, when I was trying to push you to bring the timelines in. Okay? Once I have completed my feasibility study to say, are these changes feasible or not feasible? What is going on? Then I will take my complete analysis of impact and feasibility. And I will go back to who? The one requesting the changes. Who's the one requesting the changes?
We are.
Fine.
The business sponsor, the client manager, right?
The
The business
business
head,
stakeholders.
the business stakeholders, saying that, guys, to do this, you're looking at an additional $90,000, and we are looking at a timeline shift of 10 weeks. So we are going to get pushed out about 2.5 months.
Ali, quick question, please.
Yes.
So if you, let's say, they go back to the stakeholder and you tell them that, oh, this is going to cost you an additional 90K.
Mhm.
And the stakeholder is like, no, I don't, you know what, let's leave the one bedroom. No, let me not go. I don't want to move forward with that. Is that possible? Or
Of course, because you have not prioritized these changes. The
so
third
what
thing
if,
to do is prioritize them. That's why the whole CCB is there, right? The Change Control Board. Just because you get a CR doesn't mean that you're going to implement it,
okay, but
right?
is it not going to pay for the trouble that we've been through?
Yeah. But aren't you already working on my book?
Well, true.
I
Aren't you
have
already on my payroll?
I have a question. So if this change is happening, that means that there were
Uh,
certain areas that were changed, that I mean that we did, and now we have to throw that away. Remember? What we
Correct.
mentioned. So
There
we
can be
lost.
a
So we
case
lost
of
more,
wastage.
right?
Yes, of course.
More than the 90. Oh, okay, okay.
No. So the 90 is to do this work, right? This is additional funding on top of the 1.1 million that you had already got. Whatever level we are working on, this is 90 on top of the 1.1 million. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
This is surplus. What the big delta will be if the design was already completed. Get what I mean? And you have to redo the whole entire design, then that 10,000, 20,000 that you spent on doing the design, that's gone. You understand?
Okay.
Was there any
If
requirement as to where that room was gonna be? Because I noticed that.
yeah, that's part of your analysis, right, Sayed? That's what you're taking the 2 weeks and 10,000 to determine all that.
I got it. Got it. Okay. Perfect.
Right? And that's what the design is using also, right? To be the exact specifications of that room.
Got it.
You got it?
Yeah.
I think this will make more if we have kind of like example, you know.
What
Basically,
more
it's gonna be
example can I give
flawless.
you? I just did the
No, no,
whole
no, no, no.
numbers
I
and
mean,
everything with the example of what the change request was also, right? I mean, you can, for example, I mean, I'll just do you say you wanted to go and buy the car, right? And you saw that, if you bought a car and now you're bringing it back and you're buying a different car, just take in consideration, you think you're going to get the same money for that car if you're trying to bring it back? No, right?
Even if you did it the next day,
Even if you brought it the next day.
the next
Once it,
hour, technically, right?
even if you brought it the next hour, like literally the next hour.
yes, right. But there are some laws and regulations. I don't know exactly what they are governing, change of mind or change of policy or anything like that. Right. But the problem is once the registration goes out and that car has been put on your name, you're done. Because now the title will show third owner, fourth owner, whatever owner, right?
Right.
Right. So that's what the key thing is. Like when you take possession and you drive that car off the lot, bye bye. That car has dropped in value right the same minute you drove it off the lot. Crazy, but it is that way. Okay. All right, guys, we're gonna call it a day here. Tomorrow when we come back, we're gonna try to complete this traditional. We're spending way too much time on traditional, but it is your foundations, your building blocks, right? So tomorrow when we come in, we're gonna start talking about the development stage, and we're gonna talk about the dev testing, and then we'll talk about the official round of testing, and wrap traditional up. Any questions, guys?
No.
Nope.
No.
Ali, is this the link is we use today is also the one that we use tomorrow, right?
No,
No, that's
tomorrow's
another
link is
email.
different.
Yeah, so I don't have that link because Michael just sent this to me, so I don't have the link for tomorrow.
Okay, so do me a favor. I'll paste the link for tomorrow. Give me 1 second.
Thank you.
And then you guys can actually copy it. Hold on. Ow, ow, ow. My leg. Nothing like sitting and getting cramps. Lovely. Ouch. Okay, where is the link? Tomorrow's class.
Yeah, can you paste it in chat?
I am. Who else doesn't have it beside way? Michael is one of the culprits. I gotta talk to him to make sure that damn things are provided on time and correctly provided.
Yes. I think it was a mix-up. They just sent me the previous class instead of your class.
Oh yeah, because you were taking it with Sanjay, right?
I was taking with Sanjay, yeah, but I wasn't able to continue with him.
Everybody got it?
Yep.
Copy it, put it in your notepad or somewhere in case you did not get it. Otherwise, feel free to drop, guys.
Thank you so much, Ali.
Have a good day, guys.
Thanks, Ali.
Take care.
Bye.
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 Thank you. Have a good day.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
I'm staying. Rahman, Oye.
I'm
Wes,
trying to
please.
leave. The screen is just, I'm trying to see if it really works for me. I can't leave the screen.
What do you mean you can't leave the screen? Hit X. If I close the screen, everything will stop. But you got the slide. You got the link,
I
right?
copied it already, yeah. So if you leave, I can paste it, right?
Well, yes, you should be able to paste it if you have it copied. Yes.
Okay, all right, that's fine then.
All right. I'm gonna close the
Thank
meeting.
you.
Good.
Afsar bhai,
Yes.
can I ask a question?
Yes, Rahman, go ahead.
Are you going to post this video today, or it's
Yeah,
gonna be tomorrow?
this video is typically weekends. Classes are uploaded on Mondays because nobody's in the office working over the weekend, now. So what they do is typically
Okay,
they upload everything on Mondays.
okay, I see. Okay, all right. And one more small question.
Yeah, go
The
ahead.
KBR, So that's the key business requirement.
Correct.
So what about the other requirement? Is every requirement is a key business requirement, or there could be non-key business requirement?
So there are different types, and we'll talk about them. There are functional requirements, there are non-functional requirements, there are system requirements, there are technical requirements, there are reporting requirements, but
I
all
okay.
wind up being as key business requirements because they're all coming from business side, except for non-functional.
I see.
Non-functional come from technology side.
I see. I see.
I just have
Okay.
a quick
Okay.
question
Thank
before
you
I leave.
so.
Oh,
Sure.
sorry. He can finish. He can finish. Go ahead.
No. I'm done. I'm done.
Okay, so
Thank you.
I say,
for me, I think everything was pretty good. Today's class was fine.
Ji.
Is there anything I should look out for going forward, like just so I can prepare myself a little better? Is
Yeah,
there anything that you
there
think I
are
should
there are
concentrate on?
things that you can go and you can read up and other things as such. Like at this stage, just focus on the class material and everything, yeah.
Yeah,
Because tomorrow you're gonna get all the material. So going forward, you can actually review the material ahead of the class.
cool.
So tomorrow when I send the slides out,
Yeah,
right, you're gonna have like all 5 sessions slides, and we're not even done with session 1. So you're gonna be way ahead of me. So then you can, if you like, you can go forward and you can look into the documents and stuff like that. So this way you can have your questions prepared when it comes time to going through that document.
Okay,
Okay.
that sounds good. I understand the exercise, what you did.
Perfect.
Okay,
Good to go.
thank you. Bye bye.
All right, guys. Have a good day, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.